Yuk, yuk.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening, everybody. Good morning, sir. In this evening, we will discuss and present about fraud case analysis using the name Gojek with ITE law in Indonesia. We are from group 1. We wanna to present about material on the chapter 11 about law ITE ITE law. Sorry. In our group, there are Harinur Surpriyadi, Irfan Wiranata, FX Andrew Priyono, and Dian Mudakarana Putra. So let's start. The first one is the background. Please next. This is background about the ITE law, the use of information technology, which is increasingly developing nowadays and is evenly needed by humans as supporting factors in various fields of activity. Information system and communication technology has been utilized in the social life of the community and has entered various factors in life in the government, business, banking, education, health, and personal life sectors. The benefits of information system and communication technology apart from having a positive impact, also provide an opportunity to be used as a means of committing new crimes, and namely cyber crimes. And next, the definition of cybercrime is an illegal activity with intermediate or using computer media that can be done through the computer network. In the computer network, such as the internet, the problem of crime is become increasingly complex due to its wide scope. Crime in the internet or cybercrime is basically a crime related to cyber space, either taking public facilities in cyberspace or personal ownership. And various crime that can rise from internet like games such as a fraud, insult, or defamation and pornography. Even online fraud also appears in various forms such as social engineering and sharing login. In 2020, online frauds on behalf of Gojek are rampant, where fraudsters will ask their victims to send their one-time password, and later the fraudster will access the victim's account, check the amount of money in the victim's GoPay. And next, in criminal law in Indonesia that regulates online crime or cybercrime is contained in number 19 of 2016 concerning amendment to law number 11 of 2008 concerning electronic information and transaction frauds. Crimes committed online are specifically regulated in law number 19 of 2016 concerning amendment to law 11 and 2008 concerning electronic information and transaction. Although the ITE law doesn't specially state the existence of criminal act of fraud, but implicitly there are elements that are almost the same as the criminal act of fraud regulated in General Article 378 of the Criminal Code KUHP. And the next background discuss where my friend will next explanation is Harinur.
I want the explanation about background background discussion. From the discussion that has been presented, the author and the team finally raised the fraud case on behalf of Gojek and will discuss. The article can be changed in terms of the IT law regarding the case. Next, the purpose as the fulfillment of the guidelines for professional ethics, regulation of information technology, and intellectually property course. And as a legal reference is we have problem in information shatter and electronic transaction. And the second as a legal basis reference to be more carefully in taking action in cyberspace. Next, the research limit the author as problem boundaries to avoid winding the space matter of the research, and the discuss is more focused on the core of the discussion. Some of the problem limitation in this study case are following as how the answer the ensnare the fraud case on the behalf of Gojek using the UU IT law. And the second, what article of the IT law can ensnare this case. Next, this legal basic. The copyright law, the protecting a person is law number 19 the year 2002, which consists of the 15 chapter and 17.8 article. And the second two, copyright is an exclusive right from an author, the copyright holder, to announcement the reproduce his work with areas automatically after work is born without reducing restriction according to the prevalent law and regulation. In the all explanation, this legal basic from the law in from the law. Next, the need for the protection of information technology work. The first, information technology is a variety of things and capability that are as in the formation, storage, and dissemination of information. In other words, information technology is the result of human engineering in the process of delivering information from sender to receive so that information is faster, more space, and longer storage. And then the need from information technology, first, to increase the complexity of the management tasks, and the second has a major influence on the international economy, and the third, the need for a faster response time, and the last, pressure resulting from business competition. Next, as information technology objective, this explanation my friend Vic Andrew Briono.
Okay, thank you, my brother. So in this section, I will explain for you. For information technology object, we can see that there is a 3 information technology objective that we can see in the slide. First is to solve the problem, and second is to unlock creativity, and third is to increase effectiveness and efficiency in doing work. Appreciation for the creativity of others can be done by using original software or by purchasing a license number. And second is do not duplicate, pirate, or copy without permission. And third is company or owner do not use for criminal acts or crimes, not modifying, changing, reducing, or adding to the work without the permission of the company or owner. And then for fraud on behalf of the Gojek, in 2020, the public is concerned about fraud in the name of Gojek. This fraud has a mode by sending an OTP or one-time password code to the victim, which is sent via OTP on the grounds that the victim got a lottery from Gojek, even though Gojek itself has never held a lottery, let alone ask for an OTP code from the customer. The OTP code itself is usually used to verify when the customer will log into the customer's account. If the perpetrator already has this code, it will be easy for the perpetrator to enter the Gojek account that is going to be targeted. To convince the victim, the perpetrator will first mention the victim's name so that the victim believes that it is not a fraud. In this case of fraud, the victim will be harmed because the GoPay balance in his Gojek account will be taken by the perpetrator. And who carried out fraud on behalf of Gojek or fraud in the name of Gojek via cell phone in the ITE law itself, there are still many indefinite articles in it, and therefore we must identify the mode of fraud that was carried out. There are several modes of fraud that are divided into fraud committed by product sellers or service providers to consumer. And second, fraud using a false name or fake dignity with illegal access first. And third is fraud using a false name or a false dignity outside of procedure customer relationship. And the fourth is fraud by prospective buyers to product sellers or service providers. In law or in ITE law, the articles for the point 1, the article can be applied 28 paragraph 1 of the ITE law, Junto, article 45A paragraph 1 amendments to the ITE law. Every process done, the mode profile matches every element of the articles in article 28 paragraph 1 of the ITE law, Junto, article 45A paragraph 1 amendments to the ITE law, namely, the victim is a consumer. There is fake news that results in consumer loss. The fake news is disseminated or conveyed using transmission, distribution, and access to the electronic information and electronic documents. Regarding the analysis of propositions in the elements of the article, it is further discussed in the discussion of legal construction below. For the fraud mode mentioned in item 2, profiling can be subject to concurrency. Discourse for illegal access can be subject to Article 30 of the ITE law, Junto, Article 46 of the ITE law. Meanwhile, for fraud, it is detrimental to customers, can also be threatened with Article 28, paragraph 1 of the ITE law, Junto, Article 45, a paragraph 1 amendments to the ITE law, or if the victim is other than a consumer, Article 378 of the Criminal Code can be threatened. Whereas for the scam of fraud mode profiles number 3 and 4, who cannot apply the ITE law because it is evident in Article 28, paragraph 1 of the ITE law that the scope of its application is to protect consumers who are victims. For the profile above, the victim is not the consumer. For the analysis, in this case, the conditions for the imposition of the convict person against the perpetrator of the criminal act of fraud from electronic media can be viewed from the fulfillment of all elements and the purpose of committing the criminal act based on the fact that the fraud was committed deliberately and in the conscious state will be criticized by the applicable law. At this time, the ITE law doesn't specifically contain fraud offense, and Article 28 paragraph 1 of the ITA law is currently still general in nature with an emphasis on invalid news, dissemination, and plugging and causing losses to consumers who transact via electronic media, where law number 11 of 2008 concerning electronic information and transactions has not specifically regulated fraud through electronic media. So far, the criminal act of fraud is only regulated in Article 378 of the Criminal Code, although the ITA law has not specifically regulated the criminal act of fraud through electronic media, where this is very necessary because this happens very often and has caused many losses in electronic transactions. There are provisions in Article 28, paragraph 1 of the ITA law, namely parties who are deliberate and without permission to spread invalid or questionable news and cause harm to customers in the transaction. This criminal act is punishable by a maximum imprisonment of 6 years and a maximum fine of um, 1 billion rupiah in accordance with Article 45, paragraph 2 of the ITA law. For the conclusion, it will be explained by Rian Mudakarana, please.
Okay, thank you. For the conclusion, fraud on behalf of Gojek is to happen. Advances in technology make criminal take advantage of this to commit fraud on the behalf of Gojek to Gojek customer by telling the victim to send a one-time password to the fraudster. So that they can access the phishing account and take all the money in nothing. Thus, the outcome fraudsters can be caught in the law according to the model used by the fraudsters. And also regarding the law and that actually ensnares not only the IT law, but also the criminal code and offense to the IT law can ensnare the perpetrator. Next. Then the suggestion given by the author and the team for Gojek customers in order to avoid from fraud on behalf of Gojek to them are as follows. First, if the customer has problem related to the Gojek application, please contact customer service directly. And then two, never trust unknown number directly contact the customer on behalf of Gojek. 3. Never given time password to anyone, including Gojek, because Gojek never asks for one-time password regardless of the form of service provided to customer.
Just that all from our group. This about the our task is ITA law, road keys analysis using the name Gojek with ITA law. So maybe just that all from us. We are from group 1. Irfan Anduwiranata, Harinur Supriyadi, FX Andrew Priyono, and Rian Mudakarana Putra. Good.